So just a friendly warning while I got you guys' attention. Don't try to put these on. They go on very well, but when they come off, it's a problem. Just a heads up. Just a friendly reminder from your boy Animated Heroes. Don't forget to check out my boys at Sculptimo Toys for the best figures, best prices, and fastest shipping if you guys haven't already. Let's get into it. What the heck is up, you guys? Animated Heroes here, back with another action figure review for you. And as you can see today, we're going to be taking a look at the Demoniacal or Demonical Fit Ultimate Fighter, whatever you want to call him. We all know this is pretty much SH Figuarts Vegito, and man, am I stoked for this figure. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. Now, of course, you guys already know it's not an Animated Heroes review if we don't start with the sexy packaging. And as you guys can see, it looks absolutely gorgeous. And I think it's pretty clear what they were going for, but just in case you guys don't know, this is kind of it to an extent. As you can see, we got Demoniacal Fit right there, Ultimate Fighter, badass Vegito in there. I cannot wait to get this figure out. Cool image of him right here. This is freaking phenomenal. I love this. Of course, you got the warning, choking hazards at the bottom, not for children 3 years of age. Demoniacal Fit right there. Nothing much going on at the top. Nothing much going on at the bottom. It does say Ultimate Fighter on both sides as well. But of course, on this one, you got another image of him that looks sick. I really dig the way they did these. Honestly, I think this looks better than the Tamashii Nations box. Then, of course, on the back, you got a couple of poses you can get the figure in, along with some of the accessories, and then all of the stuff down here that no one cares about. So, I'm stoked. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are stoked for a 2.0 Vegito. So, let's go ahead and bust this guy out so we can see what we're working with here. Now, straight out of the packaging, I just gotta say, in terms of looks, this figure looks absolutely phenomenal. And I'm not gonna lie, if you guys just want a Vegito to stand on your shelf at 2.0, this figure is definitely gonna work for you. Now, I will say, this being a third-party figure, it does come with a few problems. I've heard a few from different people, and mine definitely has some of its own, which of course I will discuss, but I just gotta say, straight out of the box, it looks nice. The paint is very clean. The faces are very sharp, and of course I'll show the rest of them later. The hair sculpt is nice. Honestly, I think it's much better than the Tamashii Nations version. Of course, he comes with an array of accessories, which are nice enough. Everything about this figure looks clean. I gotta give it to him. In terms of paint, everything looks really nice. That's one thing I absolutely cannot complain about, is how this figure looks. And I mean, from head to toe, this figure looks nice. Now, I've already had a couple of joints pop off on me, which I'll cover more of that in terms of the articulation. But as you guys can see, everything looks nice, and I think that you guys will enjoy just having this figure on your shelf, if of course that's what you're buying him for. Now, that being said, let's go ahead and put this guy back and see how tall he stands. Now, in terms of height, as you guys can see, Vegito stands right at 6.5 inches to the top of his hair and about 5.5 inches to the top of his forehead. Honestly, he feels a little bit small, but we will see how he fares in terms of size comparisons with other figures later. And if you guys haven't noticed it already, it's pretty obvious what this body itself is based off of. Now, Goku, of course, is a little bit taller, and I think that's because they modded him right around the boots, which of course is Vegeta, and then the gloves, as you guys can see. But as far as the body goes, it looks like the exact same mold to me. So hey, I see the copy and paste here, but I ain't complaining. I'm definitely happy. And now for the scary part, you guys know the articulation. And this being a third-party figure, I'm going to give it to you straight out of the packaging so you guys know exactly what to expect. Of course, I'll do all the modifications after I'm done with this video, and I will take it a little bit easy so that I don't break anything. But in terms of articulation, he looks up pretty well, very well actually. Looks down about that much, and as you guys can see, the neck does tuck in, so that looks okay, except for when you have it up too high. As you can see, there's some gappage in there, but not too bad. He does get really good tilt, and of course you can turn it all the way around, the neck being what helps him get a whole lot of movement out of his head. The arms, if you move these pieces, go up about that much. Of course, you can swivel it all the way around. It does have a diaphragm joint in there, as you guys can see. So it moves forward pretty well. He does have a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. This one on this hand is very loose, and I don't know, but it scares the crap out of me, so I'm not even going to show that one. His hands are also on a ball peg, so as you guys can see, you can move those around freely. And he does have a diaphragm joint right here, which allows him to crunch back and forward very well. I'm satisfied with that. He does have a waist swivel, and I know that's making noise, but it doesn't feel fragile at all. His belt is a little loose. I wish they would have made it a little tighter, but it's not too bad. His foot goes forward very well. Foot goes back very well. Can't complain. He does have built-in thigh swivel. He can do the splits a little bit, and I did expect that to happen because this leg popped off earlier. So let's get that fixed and then continue. So as far as doing the splits, he's going to get it out about that much. What caused the leg to pop off was the fact that this piece right here was pushing up against the belt. So of course that's something you're going to have to watch, and I am going to loosen these because it still feels very fragile for whatever reason. And he does have double jointed knees. That one's tight. I dig that. Hopefully this one's the same way. Let's see. Yep, they are both tight, so I'm happy with that. He does not have any kind of swivel right there. Now, as far as boot movement, it's not the greatest, but it does work. You do get ankle pivot, as you guys can see, and you can move it around. Not very much up or down, but enough. And of course, he does have a toe hinge, but I've been told to watch this because these metal rods have been slipping out. So yeah, in terms of articulation, I mean, you get just about the same thing that you get with SH Figuarts. It just feels a whole lot more fragile because it's not the exact same plastic. But other than that, I mean, everything works well and I have no complaints. Alright, and just after I filmed that segment, I did realize that I have the same problem that one of my buddies actually has on Instagram. It's Just Barry. Make sure you guys follow him. I'll leave his name in the description. But it does have an issue with moving this leg forward and back, and honestly, as you guys can hear, that's scaring the crap out of me. But I do know a way to fix that, and I will show you guys in just a sec. Alright, now in no way am I a customizer or anyone to be giving pro tips, but these joints are super tight, and in order to get that fixed, this is what you're going to need. So all you got to do is pour a little bit of this in that segment right there, and that will fix your leg problem. And honestly guys, I do recommend it because this figure does need it. As you guys can see, I no longer have any squeaking whatsoever in this figure. So if you guys have squeaky joints, make sure to keep you some of this as a backup to help take care of your figures. I will not take credit for that. Shout out to my boy Justin Barry for letting me know this. Now next up is going to be those accessories, and I do think you get more than enough to keep any Dragon Ball Z collector happy. And of course I'll start with the basics that you guys are already used to. You get a pair of fist hands, as you can see on him. You get a pair of stylish pose hands. You get a pair of blast effect hands, and then of course you get a pair of martial arts hands as well. And this time you don't see the fingernails on these. Take hints, some people. And of course for faces, I'll start with the Super Saiyan one since that's what we have on. You get the regular right there. You get the screaming, yelling face right here, which looks very well. You get the teeth gritted face right here, which also looks really good. I honestly don't know how to explain how well they've done with these faces, but Demoniacal Fit is coming very far along with their paint work. I gotta give them credit for that. And of course you get the signature Vegito smirk. You cannot have a Vegito figure without that, and man does it look nice. Of course you get a pair of crossed arms, which these are a necessity. Holes on those look pretty big, but I guess that means we won't have any problem putting these on. And then for the rest of his accessories, you get one hand holding Majin Buu's tentacle, which this is sick. Just the fact that they included this says a lot, because this was a very unnecessary accessory, but the fact that they included it makes me really happy. And of course for his normal head, you get this face right here, which is just his normal I'm about to whoop your ass look. And then of course you get the alright look, which is the part that everyone freaking loved. Everybody went stoked when this guy came. And for the extra hairpiece, it's going to be the exact same as the Super Saiyan, as you guys can see, but it is a little bit more brown. I'm fine with that though. And if you put it next to the eyes, that's when you can really see the difference. And of course, I will show pictures with this head sculpt on, but honestly, looks nice. I have no complaints whatsoever. Now, I'm sure some people want to see what it's like to change the heads. I've actually taken this one off, and it's not hard to do at all. It pops right off. The peg is extremely small, and honestly, like, I think this is even smaller than the Awakening Warrior Goku peg. And let me see how easily this one goes on since I haven't put this on. Let's see, and yeah, that's definitely going to need some hot water as well. And I'm going to go throw that in there now. And after a little bit of hot water, here he is with his normal head on. And man, once again, Vegito looking badass. And now, of course, for those who have been waiting, here he is standing next to the SH Figuarts Majin Vegeta, and of course the SH Figuarts 2.0 Super Saiyan 3 Goku modded with the Super Warrior Awakening head on it. And I do think he fits in scale with them nicely, but now looking at it, it does look like the head is a little small. Maybe it's just me, but it does look a little small, honestly. Next up, here he is standing next to a couple of fusions. We got the SH Figuarts Gotenks right here, the SH Figuarts Gogeta right here, of course with the Demoniacal fit head sculpt on it. As you guys can see, the hair between the two of them does match, and honestly, it looks great. And then lastly, we got that boy Zamasu over here, and honestly, I think all of these figures fit in scale very well together, and they look nice. And for those of you who want to see how he looks with other lines, here he is standing next to the Marvel Legends Cable and the Mafex comic book Spider-Man. Now, I can't speak for everyone, but honestly, I gotta say that this figure has made me happy. Of course, it does have some flaws, and most of that being that it's just not official quality, but that is something that I can't fault them for because of the fact that it is a third-party company. Of course, I know we all paid pretty much the same thing we would have paid if it was an SH Figuarts, but I think it's well worth the money because I am happy with this. I already have a second one on the way, and I cannot wait until they release the blue head pack as well because I'm going to be utilizing the heck out of that. And for those of you who are wondering, I do honestly think that this is leagues better than the first release from SH Figuarts. With the way things have been going with them, of course, we all know they're probably going to release a 2.0 Vegito at some point, and yeah, I'll be getting that. But for right now, this will serve as more than just a placeholder. I'm going to have a lot of fun with this figure, and I think that you guys will as well. Just make sure to take care of it. Buy you some 3-in-1. Make sure to heat up those joints before removing certain parts, and these figures will last you for a long time. Guys, go pick this up. If you're a Dragon Ball collector, go pick this up. It's obvious. Go pick it up. It's Vegito. Come on now, that should speak for itself. But that being said, that is my review. I hope you guys enjoy it. If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Make sure to follow me on everything you see listed in the description below for more content. And as always, I will talk to you guys later. Peace. Go pick up this figure.